On February 1st in Cockeysville, Maryland, 4 out of these 5 family members were massacred: 11-year-old Benjamin, 13-year-old Gregory, and the 2 mother and father. 15-year-old Nicholas had stayed at his friend's house all weekend, and when he came home from his sleepover with his friends, he discovered his father dead on the couch. Then he called 911 and said that he thought his father had a heart attack. But when the police got to their home and walked inside, they noticed that his father definitely did not have a heart attack. He was covered in blood. And when police walked upstairs, they discovered his mother dead in her bed and his 2 younger brothers both dead in their bed, all shot execution style. Now, even though Nick was away at his friend's house when this took place, the police still wanted to question him and his friends. At first, his friends seemed like they had nothing to hide. His friend Taylor was asked what they did, and he said, "We played video games, we watched a movie, blah, blah, blah," everything that teenage boys do at sleepovers. But then something came out that made the officers question Nick. Nick being the 15-year-old family member that is still alive. So there was one point where these 2 friends got caught in a lie. One of the friends told the officer that Nick left the sleepover to try to steal his parents' car, and he never ended up coming back that night. He didn't come back to the house until early morning because, according to Nick, he fell asleep in the car and never got... I know, it's confusing. It makes no sense. When his other friend was called out for lying to police, he came out and said, "Okay, yeah, you know what? That actually did happen. And you want to know what else happened?" He called his younger brothers and told them to leave the back door opened for him, so he had a way inside. So now police know that Nick was placed at the crime scene, but what was the motive? Why would he want to kill his father, his mother, and his 2 younger brothers? Another thing that seemed weird about Nicholas during interrogation is that he showed almost 0 emotion. He was not acting like a 15-year-old boy that just lost his entire family. He was answering questions very direct and just... it was like another day to him. He didn't care. Well, spoiler alert, he did kill his entire family. And in part 2, I'll tell you why he killed his whole family, according to him, according to the police, and we'll look at his birth chart. So part 2 of the Cockeysville family massacre. And I find it no coincidence that the town they were from is called Cockeysville, because Nick Browning is very cocky. But he was smart for his age. Even when the police officers were saying, "Did you do this because your family abused you?" and tried to comfort Nick and saying, "Maybe they pushed you to do this," Nick was not taking the bait. See, Nick knew that the police knew that he did it. But in his defense, what he told police, he said, "Why would I tell you guys anything? Because I'm still going to jail regardless, right? Whether I tell you I did it or not, I'm still going to be sitting in a jail cell tonight." So, for a 15-year-old, that is smart thinking. Fuck. The reason why Nick wasn't confessing at first is because he wanted the police to offer him a shorter amount of time served for killing his family. But the thing is, police don't do that. Lawyers do that. So he shouldn't have admitted it all, but he did end up admitting to killing his entire family. And this is why he said he did it. Even though throughout the entire interrogation, Nick denied any abuse taking place, he ended up saying that, "You know what? My dad actually did hit me." And the reason why he ended up killing him that night was because Nick's dad wanted Nick to go to a Boy Scout retreat that he didn't want to go to. But then why would he kill his 2 innocent younger brothers? Well, Nick never gave a reason to why he brutally massacred his 2 brothers and his mother, but the police theorized that he did this because if they weren't in the equation anymore, Nick would be the full beneficiary of his father's estate and money, and his father had a shit ton of money. Now, Nick is an Aquarius, and we are not blaming him being an Aquarius for murdering his whole entire family, obviously, but he has his Mercury at 18 degrees conjunct his sun. The 18th degree is the evil degree, and Mercury is the planet of the mind. These planets are squaring down to Pluto, the planet of death, at 22 degrees. The 22nd degree is the kill or be killed degree. So there was obviously a lot of dark, intrusive thoughts in Nicholas's head. There are so many more things in Nick's chart that we can see coming through just by watching his interrogation video, but we are running out of time, so if you would like a part 3 where I go more in depth, let me know.